coffee like I am right now, but the rain is a good thing for our community.
Yeah.
It helps businesses. It especially helps the real estate market with a waterfront property being at a full lake.
Right. It helps people's general temperament. The fuller the lake is, the more just polite and peaceful and everything everybody is.
It does seem that way. As somebody that's just moved down within the last year, definitely it's like, okay, the lake's full. We're all good now. We're okay. We're okay. Crisis averted. So.
a lot more people, a lot more laid back and just chilled out when the lake is full. And so I guess you can just go out on a boat and fish a bit more or something like that. So.
The driving hasn't gotten much better though. But other than that, that statement was a statement of Taylor Honey and not Caldwell Banker of America. So
they are working on that as well. I mean, the bridge is expected to be done, I believe, in September later this year. And if you ever come across between Gun Barrel and 7 Points, this is really going to help the traffic flow through.
Yes,
it's one of our busier intersectional points there, and doubling the amount of lanes if they just need more traffic, which we're getting, or if there's ever a problem, this will give an alternative route around that big body of water.
And we did find out a little bit of information about the bridge, that the existing bridge right now, they're not planning on tearing it out. So you're going to have the new bridge that you see is raised up on one end, and then so you're going to have the extra lanes. The other bridge is still in good functional condition, so they're going to leave that for possibly a few years at least, and then take it out and replace it later. But right now their big concern was adding those extra lanes, just to be able to, one, get more traffic across and make it safer for people going back and forth each direction there. So getting that put in. So they figured better to get that added, is either that or nothing. So we'll take that.
Right.
Yeah, if you've been through Gun Barrel lately, you can see the traffic just increases every day. I think they're opening up some gate up there in Dallas and letting them all down here. And they're coming. The housing is booming. This week, another new addition in Maybank started.
Yeah.
It seems like that's almost a weekly occurrence now.
Yeah.
Houses are just going up. Our community is growing. And it is a good time.
Yeah, and we're seeing that in acreage sales. If you're over basically like 274 over to Scurry, Gray Prairie area, the acreage prices, if you're wanting in that area right now, now's the time to buy, because the acreage prices per acre just keep going up and up and up, because Dallas keeps expanding through Scurry, and it's already set to start subdividing into little subdivisions. And so if you want to secure an acreage spot, now's the time to do it. The market data shows that the acreage price isn't going to just down in that area. Apart from some, real estate, it goes up, it goes down, and left and right and every which way in between.
Right.
But the trend of just Dallas is just, it's sprawled up towards Oklahoma. Now it's sprawling out our way. And so if you want out there, Ailey, Stocks, Scurry, Grays Prairie, that area, now's the time to secure it, because it's not looking like it's getting any cheaper out there.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like if it starts getting, as you said, kind of brought into the Metroplex, then it's going to start going just like that. Because there's, stuff we don't think about. There's new businesses being built in Dallas and Richardson and all these areas every single day. And, these cities are almost at max capacity. So these people are having to find somewhere to live, and they're having to move further and further and further out. And now they're starting to beat on our backyard,
But it's also a good thing, because if, say, like you own acreage around the area, either just you've bought bigger tracts of land, or you have old family holdings of large acreage tracts, and either just, Dallas is moving around you, or you're just wanting a change, you're wanting to, liquidate that acreage into more cash reserves and put it either into a different type of real estate, or do like a 1031 tax-free exchange to a different area. Now's a great time to either sell acreage tract, or even to split it up into 10 to 20 acre tracts right now, are really, if you split it to where it's really more like an 11 to 20 acre tract, that way there's enough land there to put a house on and still have more than 10 acres, so somebody can maintain an ag exemption on that piece of land there with their homestead exemption. Because if you put it right at 10.000,
Right.
and then somebody builds a house and you subtract that, that could possibly put them under that 10 acres, and so they have 9 point whatever, and they don't qualify for that ag exemption. And so,
Yeah, that is one thing, that the market is always shifting. The real estate market
Yeah.
is always good. You just have to look at the little fluctuations. And right now, like I said, the development and acreage is one of the hot commodities around here. So with all these developments going in, not only people looking for their ag exemptions, but for developments, because rooftops are going up all over the area, and developers are needing places to put these new homes. So it is a good time to sell acreage if you've got some.
yeah, to sell it either as a whole, either because you just want to cash out the whole and maybe somebody else just wants that whole, or they want it and they want to split it up, or you want to split it up yourself. You know, here at Coldwell Banker, we know how to do that. We can work you through that process. You know, come down, talk to us, give us a call, 903-887-7055, and get with us and sit down, and we'll go through a whole plan of what you need to do to work your real estate needs there. Just to transition however you need to there.
Yeah, and like we were talking about on the way here this morning, a lot of people look at markets fluctuating up and down. And usually it's not as much of an up and down, it's a shift in where people are putting their money.
Right.
Some people look at it from a broader spectrum where they want to diversify into different things. Real estate has always been a good one because land is always going to be there. It's not going the stock market's a good place for diversification.
Yeah.
Some people are looking at the numbers on the stock market right now, and there are changes. It is an up and down cycle just like everything else. One of the reasons you're seeing the cycle it's in this week is a lot of people are taking money and diversifying it more from the stock market over to real estate holdings. I've got a client right now that's what he's doing is putting some of his stock money he's had for a few years. He's still leaving some there for diversification, but putting it into real estate holdings because he's seeing the growth on that side right now. Like we're talking about the prices going up. He can get in right now. In a couple of years, he's going to have a good return on his money there, and so that's a good shift.
But unlike the stock market as a whole, if the whole stock market zeroed out, we got bigger fish to fry.
Right.
Thing. But with the stock market, individual stocks that you invest in, you can have an individual stock zero out. That company can go away, and that's it.
I don't know how many people are investing in typewriters at the moment.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
not a lot of
Right.
not a lot of typewriter manufacturing going on in the
Yeah,
US
them
right
and the VHS guys are still sitting
Yeah.
next to each other somewhere, but we don't know where they're at.
Yeah, I think we got a beta player somewhere in the garage there at the house. It's just, I mean, things shifts, market shift up and down. Somebody is still playing beta tapes out there somewhere, but it's
Right.
just not where the manufacturing's at. But with real estate also, it shifts up and it shifts down. And your good and your bad, if you want to use those terms, aren't even necessarily whenever it's up or whenever it's down. It's just, you know, how are you buying, what works for you, and how you're wanting to diversify your money. But the good thing with buying dirt is even if the market shifts to where, you know, right now it's a better time to buy this piece of dirt, this piece of real estate, and later on it's a time to sell. When you own it, the dirt itself rarely goes away.
Right.
I
right.
mean, it's there. So you've still got a piece of land that you can you've got something you can do with.
Hard, tangible piece of material. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not making a lot of new dirt these days.
No, they're sure not.
So the biggest physical one, people in our area can see that people may have owned a piece of dirt that's not usable for the dirt that we thought of in past years.
Yeah.
Right.
Is our lake.
Right.
People used to farm, graze cattle there.
Yeah.
And we turned it into a water reservoir.
Yeah.
And so now instead of some lower dollar cattle grazing land, it became higher dollar subdivisions.
But that piece of dirt, that piece of real estate didn't go away. It was just repurposed into something else. So where in years past it's been used for hay production, cattle production, corn, cotton, all different types of things down there, it got repurposed into providing us a viable water drinking source. But that piece of real estate is still there. It's just owned by Tarrant Regional Water District, which is a private water company that sells raw water to other water companies to treat and provide potable water to different municipalities around.
Yeah.
And so it didn't go away.
No.
It just repurposed.
Yeah,
And
just
so,
changed.
So same thing happens with other things that you buy and sell. Your farmland, gets developed into a housing subdivision or into commercial districts or however that works. And so the market shifts. You have ebbs and flows, lefts, rights, ups, down. But you don't really have a bad or a good in real estate. You just have shifts.
Right.
That you got.
Because the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you what, there's more and more beholding our little area every day. And so I'd like to get into a couple properties. Our first one I want to talk about, since we're speaking about acreage so much, this is over here on the west side of the lake. This is at 34021 County Road 2100. This is a property like we were speaking of just a minute ago. A little bit over that 10 acres, so you can have a house plot and your acreage for your ag exemption. This is at 10.78 acres for only $89.9 right now. So a lot of properties, if you've been out looking at the price of land recently, you're going to see an average of about $10,000 an acre in that area.
Yeah.
Right.
With the prices going up. This at 10.78, you're looking at about $8,000 an acre roughly. And so a little bit below, it's a good time to get in to buy this property.
Yeah.
Good thing about this property, it has your standard financing options.
Yeah. So you can go, you can go around to your different ag financing, Texas Ag, those different places. You can go to traditional banks. Some of the traditional banks will combine it with your home build and your land purchase package, and with that, it also has another financing option with it too, don't it?
Yeah, this is the lending could be assumable. You're not going to find very many that are willing to do this. They already have good lending established on this one.
Yeah.
Now you're going to want to check around because you may be able to talk to your bank or lender and maybe even get a lower rate than they have. But if you get approved, you could take over the great financing that they have already set up on this property.
Yeah. So you do a few things with that. One, you're assuming this private financing note that they have, and so you don't have to originate a financing in the same way you would with others. So you can, there's going to be qualifications with it. It's not just a blind, you take over the note type thing, and you have to go through the application process with the person who has the main note. But you can save money on originating that instrument because it just assumes over that name. Plus, if you have like because the way you run, if you have like your own company, things like that, and so the numbers on the books are different than maybe the actual numbers because you are doing things according to the U.S. tax law, the way it is set up. But according to that, if you go to a traditional lender, your company is a little bit high on its debt to income ratios, different things like that. This allows you to still get financing here, to look past that in ways that traditional lenders may not be able to.
Yeah, and this is something that the lending laws don't account for small businesses exactly the same way as a person that just gets their 9-to-5 check at the end of the week. As a person who started a few businesses in the community, I've seen how it's a little bit different. A lot of times you're taking a lot of that money and putting it directly back into your business. And so your profit statement may not reflect how well the business is actually doing.
Yeah,
so there's a few more numbers to look at there.
Yeah, because your wealth number, you don't have necessarily liquid cash reserves because you're putting that into your company that way you're putting your dollars to work. Like extra little employees, you're putting your dollars to work in your company, and they go and they make more dollars and bring them back. Versus if you just stuff it in your mattress, it's not doing anything for you. So you're doing that. So on paper, you have this worth, but it's vested right now. Assuming these notes like this allow you to still take on extra assets that traditional financing institutions may not allow you to.
Okay.
Especially, if you're either just a private business owner, you're an investor, or you work for another company, but you're an independent contractor, you're on commission based rather than salary. And just like being realtors, we're commission based, and versus like a salary job, it works different whenever you go to apply for traditional lending, because you don't have something that says every month on this day of the month you're going to have this much come in, and you can show that same amount has come in every month for the past so many years, and you can project that it's going to continue. And it's commission based. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes left, it goes right. And so being able to assume these private notes allows you to get into the game.
Okay. And what about like first-time home buyers? That's still something that's possible for them as well? Or?
Yeah, it doesn't knock out any of those types of people. It's going to be just like any of your standard applications. They're going to look at your credit score.
Yeah.
They're going to look at your holdings, your debt to income. But some of these factors may not make as much bearing on the loan as they look at your statements from your business and what you're actually producing and projected to do.
Okay, got you. Well, that's really interesting. That's a whole other angle of things that I've never even heard of, so more or less understood.
It's more akin to an owner financing, which people may be more familiar with.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's something like that. Even with owner financing, you're still going to want to check out your financials and make sure this is something that you can go forward with in the deal.
You see, and that's why, folks, we say it all the time. Well, I say it all the time. You really need to get a real estate agent. Don't try and do this on your own. You're going to hear of these great different situations, maybe something that could save you lots of money potentially, you know what I mean? Or even at least some headache, which we all know is worth as much as money sometimes. So that's really interesting. I really
and every
appreciate
deal is a
bringing
little
something
different.
like this.
And that's why you need a quality realtor, local realtor that understands the area, understands the different ins and outs of the transactions to assist you along the way.
Yeah. Plus, just being able to have access to the promulgated forms that a realtor has access to. The TREC forms, the Texas Real Estate Commission, that's who does the licensing for real estate agents.
Okay.
Those forms are public forms because they're actually promulgated by a state agency. So anybody can get onto the TREC website and they can use those forms. A realtor, that's a trade organization, which is another step up, has a whole another additional library that's approved for use, but it's like a private collection.
Okay.
That realtors get to use, but the public doesn't get to use. These are copyrighted forms that are additional forms to the state forms that help ease a transaction, open up more opportunities for ways that you can negotiate a transaction. So being able to use a realtor and have access to these forms for your offers, your negotiations, your contracts, really does benefit the consumer to be able to get with a realtor and use these forms. I mean, just one, having them there, having access to them versus, if you've ever had to have a private form promulgated by an attorney, it's charged by the page.
Yeah, and if you had asked somebody in your family how much it was to get their will done.
Yeah, just
so.
Right, and a lot of these attorneys, like a lot of other companies, they want their money up front. Whereas most of your realtors, we work on a commission base. Our goal is to get your home sold.
Yeah.
We have our different entities, our different strategies that we already have in place that we basically allow you to use for free, and we charge at the sale.
Yeah. Yeah, so that property right there, 34021 County Road 2100, MLS number 14289858. If you have to have that to call in. And, that's
Good
a
memory.
That's a great property right there, about 10.78 acres there, which should have an ag exemption on it already. You should be able to continue that over. Fenced on 3 sides, gated access. It has access from County Road 2100. It's also a corner piece of a larger farm there, and so it has Blairy Lane, which is a private road. They've got it surveyed off on the east side there. They're working on finishing up all the paperwork and everything for signing that private road. So you've got road frontage, a county road and a public road on 2 sides. Back there in the back, just great rolling land there, wonderful cattle land on it right now, some cute little trees. You're going to have West Mud water there available at the road. It doesn't have a meter. You'd need a septic on that, and that should be in the TVEC, the Trinity Valley Electric Co-op area. for your power there. So just great opportunity right
Yeah,
there.
you mentioned something some people don't think about when they're buying acreage. That this one, like, it should have a ag exemption already on it.
Yeah.
Most properties that have an ag exemption, you're able to transfer at the title company and continue with your ag exemption for that first year. Some properties, if you're buying that have never been ag exempted, it may take you that first year to get it put into the ag exemption
A lot of
for
times
next
it's
year
up
taxes.
To, a lot of times it's up to 5 years.
It could be. They may want to work on a 3 out of 5 calendar year and showing receipts and stuff. So having that ag exemption in place is a really good deal on the property.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, that is. I mean, because then that makes total sense. I mean, the property's not changing, just the owner. You know what I mean? So it's still going to be the same, same acreage, same all that kind of stuff, as long as it's not subdivided out and everything like y'all said. So that's interesting.
But whenever you consider how much you're saving on the taxes there right from the beginning, that money can be applied towards your monthly payment and your purchase allows you to purchase a little bit more because you're not paying that to the county, you're paying that towards your purchase price there. So great opportunity.
Right.
Yes.
We always tell everybody, pay your taxes you owe, but we always look for ways to keep more of our money in our pockets as possible.
We like to play according to the rules established on the books, and we feel like, you play by the rules. That's the way to maximize your profit. That's the way to maximize being an American and really benefiting from our system is the rules. They're not simple and they're not few. But if you learn the rules and you play by the rules, you can make magnificent wealth in this country.
And I think I'm better at spending my money than the government.
I agree with you. I agree. I think we all agree that I'm better at spending. I'm better at spending your money too than the government. But I mean, it's and it's one of those things where, people. I know it's kind of a. What am I trying to say? Oh my goodness, like a cliche. There we go. It's a cliche, but really, any money that you save in life, you really have earned. You know what I mean? Because there's so many ways you could just throw money out the door. Really, every which way. I cannot speak this morning, guys. But anyway, being able to find these kind of things and stuff like that, and especially when you're dealing with mortgages and property and acreage and all this kind of stuff. We're not talking about hey, you're going to be able to go buy a soda pop with this. Like we're talking about. Maybe possibly being able to get a first car for your kid, or if you have emergency medical come up, you know what I mean. You can save these kind of monies to be able to keep in your account and keep for whatever kind of service or need that you need.
Yeah, one of the richest people in the country, when they actually talk about how to truly be wealthy, they will all tell you if you can make good money here and there, but the way to truly be wealthy is investment in real estate.
Yeah.
Owning your own home. Investment in properties, whether it be flips, rentals, different things like that. You have to play the real estate game to truly be wealthy in our country.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the guys in New York. You know what I mean? If you think about it, I know New York was popular. Not popular, but very capulous and everything. I cannot speak this morning, guys. But anyway, it was very dense and everything in New York 100 years ago. But I mean, all these guys that bought up this area and these acreages in New York. I mean, now look at all these multi-million-dollar buildings and everything on it, and they're just literally sitting back and doing the Scrooge McDuck, swimming in their coins there. You know what I mean? So, and that we don't ever.
You speak of New York City. I mean, another week, if you want to talk about it, we can talk about how land leases and then subleases work, and especially how they've worked in New York City with their 99-year leases and then subleases, and you may have like an apartment, if you're just Joe Schmo renting an apartment there, if you actually go back between you and the owner, there may be 5, 10, dozen or more chains of subleases back to the actual owner of it who did an initial land lease to somebody who built the building and then subleased down. So
it's incredible.
Yeah, and each tier of that is money being made.
It's like a leased layer cake.
So very very interesting.
Yeah, that is.
It gets a lot of moving parts, but it's really fun. We'll talk about that another week.
Yeah.
What's the next property, Brett?
Next one is just north of Maybank out here at 17677 Farm to Market 3080. Everybody knows that's just north of town there. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,550 square foot brick home, sitting on a half an acre. Wood burning fireplace, which is still nice this time of year. We're going to have a few more of these little cool nights, I think, coming up. and a good shop with electric out to it already in place.
Okay.
And you can get this one for only $185,500.
185.5. That's gonna be Maybank School District.
Maybank School District there.
Okay,
You know,
so
very
yeah.
sought after Maybank School District. This is coming in just under the price of some of these little bit smaller constructions that are going on right now, and it is a brick home.
Yeah, that's a good price for out there. 3080, just north of Maybank School District. That one is at 17677. Is that right?
Yes, FM 3080.
17677 FM 3080 for 185,000. Get you a brick house out there.
Good country setting out there.
I know with y'all, the hardest part about getting all that done is just going to be remembering what your house number is. That's a little difficult there. But other than that, it should be, if you work with Caldwell Banker, it should be pretty easy, smooth sailing for you.
Yeah, we keep good notes, and
Yeah.
we try to. Sometimes I have to look at my own notes to keep them straight, because we're having so many come in right now, and they're selling so quickly that we have to look daily to see which ones are still on the market. I'm not sure how many of them went under contract this week, but I think it's about the same as last time. About half of them that have came in the last 2 weeks are already pending. So,
like you've said on previous shows, though, all the more reason to, if you're looking to buy, whether today, tomorrow, 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, go ahead and get with a realtor so that you can get with a good lender. You can get an actual pre-approval, which is, you have pre-qual, which is based on just verbally you telling the lender what you have. Pre-approval goes into you actually bring them the paperwork they need. And you can get that and have that ready, so when the property you're looking for hits the market, you're ready to write that offer now. If you have to wait for that pre-approval, you're going to wait. I'm going to find the house I want, and then I'm going to go talk to the lender, and then get on my paperwork and get pre-approved. You're likely going to already have a contract on that house that you wanted, and you're going to go have to shop again. So you want to go ahead and have those pieces in place there.
yeah, I had one a couple weeks ago that the property came on the market. Within a couple hours, my client was already seeing it. Within the hour, we wrote the offer, and if we hadn't had it in right then, we would have lost to the 6 other offers.
Yeah, we're starting to see some multiple offer situations down here in our area. It's been big up in Dallas the last few years. It's starting to come to our area now, both on houses and on acreage.
Yeah.
So
You need to have a realtor that really knows the market here to help you navigate these multiple offer situations.
yeah, and with that coming in, a lot of your sellers aren't wanting to when they've got multiple offers on the table. If these guys have pre-approvals and you don't, do they really want to contract with you because they don't know how solid that money base is there if you don't have your pre-approval already in place. So get with us, and we'll get you with a great lender and go ahead and get you that pre-approval, get you set up, so when that house comes on the market that you really want, you can go ahead and put that offer down right when you see it. I've written plenty of offers right there in the house on the kitchen table, or I've written them on the hood of my truck and on the tailgate right there. I mean, you don't have to go back to the office even a lot of times with me. I'll write it right there so somebody doesn't get in front of you. We'll go ahead and get it, and I've done that and taken pictures of it and gone ahead and sent it over, and I'll get back to the office, do the PDF and the good email and everything, but I'll go ahead and get it to them.
Right.
Right there. No use messing around.
That service. But okay, that's good. You have any other? I know y'all said you'll have to be out of here at a certain time today. So any other properties or anything?
Yeah, I got a couple more. I'm
You're just
gonna
gonna
run
go
through
down
real quick.
right there.
Yeah, on the west side of the lake, if you're looking for that side today, at 1108 Whispering Springs, we have a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,184 square feet home on 4 lots. This is approximately an acre. Good subdivision. I was just doing a deal over in this subdivision myself a couple weeks ago. Very quiet. It's got water views. It sits up on a hill. You can see the lake from there. And it's got 3 storage buildings for only $155 today.
Wow.
So that's a beautiful little property there.
Yeah.
We got another one in the heart of Gun Barrel City. This is right before you go over that new bridge going to 7 Points. This is at 110 Bluebird Loop. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,460 square foot new build. Brand new construction. You could be the first one in this home. Sitting on 3 lots for only $165.
Wow.
Wonderfully done, beautiful home, right there in the heart of Gun Barrel City, close to everything.
It's kind of like over by like the movie theater and that kind of stuff over there, right?
It's on the Gun Barrel side
Okay.
of the bridge. Yeah, it's a little bit west of the Gun Barrel movie
Okay,
theater there.
okay.
I mean, this is just almost right before you go over the bridge.
Okay, so a little bit further down. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
but it's still close to everything and real close to the lake there. Beautiful property for only $165 on that one.
That's a good buy right there.
buy.
I mean, they're all good buys, you know. But y'all know me, I always fall in love with one of the properties y'all are talking about every week. I'm like, ooh, how am I going to get in this thing? And then it's like, well. But yeah, that one this week, that sounds like a fantastic little property, and I like that little area over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like that. I haven't spent a whole lot of time down in Gun Barrel City just because I'm always here at the station, you know. But what I have been down there, I really enjoyed it. The reason I know where the movies were, because that's when I go to Gun Barrel, a lot of times is where I'm going. So anyway, continue on. Sorry.
I've got one more property for you this morning. Now, this one's not a new build,
Okay.
but it almost is like new. Recently remodeled. It's got new paint, new appliances, new granite throughout. So it's a beautifully updated property. This is at 18486 Hickory Circle. This is going to be on your Cedar Creek Country Club area over there between Maybank and Kemp. Lovely neighborhood, all the amenities you can think of, the golf course, the tennis courts, the clubhouse, the pool, just easy access to the lake, and it's easy access to 175 if you're one of the people that commutes still for work up to Dallas or something like that. Beautiful 4-bedroom, 2-bath home, about 1,528 square feet for $239,950 this morning. Beautiful home. We just checked this one out again a couple of days ago. I love what they've done with the place.
And we'd mentioned, was it last week or last week about the benefits of that extra 4th bedroom. 3 bedrooms is great, but once you have that 4th bedroom, it's hard to go back. I mean, it really does make that difference in that home.
Yeah, if you need extra space for a child, you're a work from home person, maybe needs an office space, or like me, I've constantly got extended family in and out. Having that extra 4th bedroom really helps.
Yes, it really does. And I mean, even if you don't do anything with it for a while, you're eventually going to find something you want to do with that 4th bedroom.
Everybody will find some stuff to do.
Yeah, so that's that's our properties there for this week, right?
Yeah.
I got one last one I want to mention just real quick. 3775 Smothers in Caney City. You can call us, get more details on that for price and everything and how to actually get there. It's a peninsula with about 800 and something square feet.
It's a lot.
800 square feet. 800 and something linear feet of shoreline there. You have east and west shores there. It's about 1.25 acres there. So if you're really wanting to build something special on the lake this year, that's one that is really worth giving us a call at 903-887-7055 or give Brett a call. What's your number, Brett?
It's 903-340-6301.
Or I'm shy at 903-340-6159 for Smothers or the Peninsula there or any of these other great properties. Give us a call and we'll get you taken care of.
Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, every Friday y'all are coming and bringing us a real estate education. It's a great conversation, but it's really an education. So thank y'all for coming in, doing this for us, and we appreciate you and hope to see you again next week. Do y'all think it'll be y'all next week?
Might be Stone in here next week.
Okay.
We're going to be here at least 2 weeks from now, but
Yeah.
right now I think it's planning on being Stone here, but if he needs some help, we're always here.
We're here.
Sounds good. So Stone's going to roll in next week, but no matter what, as long as it's Caldwell Banker, they're getting it done for you, and they're getting it done right. All right, well, we've got to go ahead and jump into a break. We'll be right back with more of the buying, selling, and trading right after this here